Good morning, all. Welcome to Insights IAS, a new initiative, PSR Analytica. I am Nikhil K. Gowda, the Political Science and International Relations faculty at Insights IAS. As we had promised you, we are starting a new initiative from June 6th, 2022, that is regarding the Political Science Answer Writing Program. So I'll be posting, as I said before, I'll be posting one question every day at 9 a.m. and we'll be also uploading the discussion video at 6 p.m. So today we are starting with this initiative. First of all, I hope all of you have done your prelims well in that regard. For those who are scoring well, immediately start preparing for mains, start working on your answer writing program, especially those who are there with political science background. You can make use of this initiative as well as our test series, which will be starting shortly. Secondly, those who have not done so well in that regard, certain times things might not happen as per our plans. So you don't need to worry about it. You just move on. Try to focus that you're going to write the mains in the coming October and start working on your mains syllabus. Now let's come to today's question. As we had already posted in our website as well as the Telegram channel, the question is Plato as the first feminist, comment. This is for 10 marks and 150 words. Now, as part of this initiative, I'll be not going through the complete answer, but I'll be speaking more on how to structure it and how to, or what are the content which can be added. Now let's carefully look at the question. The question what they're asking is that they're asking whether Plato can be called as the first feminist. There's a question mark. And here they're not asking the question explain Plato as the first feminist, they're asking you to comment on it. So here the structure of the answer should be that first you introduce Plato briefly. You can say that Plato is considered as the father of political philosophy. Okay, you can write that he's considered as the father of political philosophy. And Plato has written many important works such as Republic, Statesman, and Laws. Always make a habit of writing the works of the scholars in the introduction part so that the evaluator will know that you are a person who is well versed with the thinker. Now, because this is a 10 marker question, you can't write in detail, you have to be very brief in that regard. Now come to the notion that Plato as the first feminist. Now political science is a kind of subject where you have to write the thesis, antithesis and the synthesis. So first bring about the thesis, that why he is considered as the first feminist. So you can say that there are various political science scholars who says that when we look into the book of Republic, we find many key elements where Plato has given or Plato has spoken about the ideas of women empowerment. Now you try to mention here what are these ideas where we can see or why Plato is considered as the first feminist. One, Plato was one of the first Greek scholars to speak about that even women can occupy the position of philosopher king. So he allowed women to equally participate in politics in that regard. Second one, he also in a way freed women from domestic duties, and through his idea of what we can say that communism of wives, where he said that the state should look after the upbringing of the children, which will free women from their domestic duties and they can contribute more to the public affairs in that regard. So this is also one more idea where many people considered, Plato as one of the first feminists in that regard. Third one, For the guardian class, he did not discriminate between men and women. So these are certain ideas of Plato which made many scholars see or bring the notion that he can be called as the first feminist. But if you only write this much, you won't get marks. You can also bring counter view. Counter views. There are many scholars who do not agree with this notion that Plato as the first feminist. Now you have to bring one or two arguments what they said. One, you have the feminist scholar called as Susan Moller-Okin. Her argument is that you cannot compare Plato to the feminist in modern sense in that regard. She calls Plato as a reluctant feminist. The reason she calls him as a reluctant feminist in that regard is because her argument is that Plato did not argue for women empowerment. His main goal was creation of an ideal state. In order to create this ideal state, he wanted to make use of the resource which the women provided in that regard. So he says that for Plato, women were not the ends, but they were the means to achieve the ends of an ideal state. So she calls him as what? A reluctant feminist. The other argument we can be also brought about is that Plato, in his work Republic, if you go through his famous work Republic, no woman appears in any of his dialogue. No woman appears in any of his dialogues. So this has been questioned by many scholars, saying that maybe Plato was not truly a feminist in that sense. And the other argument or evidence what can be provided is that he has written a work called as Timaeus. Here Plato says men who are wicked, will be reincarnated, as women. So again this dialogue of Plato shows that he sees women as subservient to men, or women as lower than men in that regard. And you have the other scholars who says that the argument here, coming back here, whether he is the first feminist, some people say, bring a counter argument, that there is a Greek scholar called as Euripides, who generations before Plato had said or had written in his work called as Medea about women empowerment. So scholars argue that it is not that Plato was the first Greek scholar to speak about women. There were many scholars even before Plato in Athens that had spoken about women empowerment. But nevertheless, we can conclude in the answer saying is that looking at Plato to the age he belonged, we can say there were certain elements where he treated women as equal to men. But as Susan Moller-Okin says, that we can say he was a reluctant feminist rather than comparing him to the feminist in the modern day times. So friends, this can be the content of your answer. As I said, the basic content you will find in any notes, but you have to dig in certain things to bring that extra points to get those extra marks in the exam. Scoring 270, 260 is possible with reading only one set of notes, but if you have to reach those 300 marks, you have to do lot of value addition. And as I said, there is always three things to answer writing. One, understanding exactly what is the demand of the question. Second one, writing good quality content for the question. And third one, trying to write the question within the given time limit. So friends, this is the answer what can be written for the argument that Plato as the first feminist. So tomorrow I'll again meet you with the second questions, that is on June 7th. Till then, take care, stay safe. Thank you.